Hello student, in today's class we will discuss about the equilibrium. What is equilibrium? What are the criteria of equilibrium? What is the effect of temperature, pressure and volume on equilibrium? So without wasting time, let's begin. So what is equilibrium? The equilibrium is a static condition in which no change occur in macroscopic property of a system with time. It means there is no driving force, like the property like pressure, temperature and composition are constant, and if any of these property change, the value of equilibrium state will also change from one state to another state. And there may be several equilibrium like mechanical equilibrium, physical equilibrium, chemical equilibrium, phase equilibrium, etc. But in our subsequent classes we will focus only in chemical equilibrium and phase equilibrium. So what is chemical equilibrium? Chemical equilibrium means the rate of forward reaction will be equal to the rate of backward reaction. So there will be no net change within the system. For example, we have a mixture of gases in a chamber. The gases are carbon monoxide, oxygen and carbon dioxide. So what will happen? First thing come in our mind is that this reaction will occur. If we have a mixture of gases, then carbon monoxide reacts with oxygen and it will form carbon dioxide. But this is not the only possibility. It may also possible that some of the CO2 will dissociate into CO and O2. And another possibility may be that there is no reaction at all. So we cannot predict this. So what will happen, whether reaction go in forward direction, in backward direction, or a reaction will occur or not occur. So to know all these things, we need to study the chemical equilibrium. In this class, we will take three examples. First one is a isolated system or a adiabatic process in which there is no heat transfer. It means the dq value is 0. In second example, we will consider a process in which temperature and pressure are constant, and in third example we will study the chemical equilibrium at constant temperature and volume process. So first is adiabatic process. We know from second law of thermodynamics the change in entropy for a reacting or non-reacting system is the change in entropy is greater than or equal to dq by dt. But this process is a adiabatic process. It means the dq or the change in the dq is equal to 0. If this is 0, then the change in entropy will be greater than equal to 0. So this is the condition for a adiabatic process. It means the entropy value will always be a positive quantity for a adiabatic process if reaction proceed. So let's for example, if we have a graph in which in the vertical direction there is entropy, and in horizontal direction there is composition of the mixture. So let's say here we have pure reactant and here we have pure product. Because as per this condition, the entropy value will always be a positive quantity. So here we have 100% reactant. So when reaction proceed, the value of entropy will change and it will increase. So for example, initial value of entropy is this one. When reaction proceeds, the entropy value start increasing and it reaches to a maximum value at this point. After that, it will start to decline. Now, our condition is that the entropy, the reaction will proceed only if the entropy value is positive, or the slope of the entropy curve is always positive. But here you can see from graph this point to this point, the entropy value is positive. Here the curve will flatten, so its value, the slope value will be 0, and subsequently the slope value will be less than 0. So reaction will proceed from here, it will go up to this point. So this is the maximum extent on which reaction can occur, and this will be a equilibrium composition. After that, reaction cannot proceed because it violates second law of thermodynamics. What is second law of thermodynamics? That the change in entropy is always a positive quantity. But in this region, the change in entropy is a negative quantity. So reaction will not proceed in this region. So from this we can conclude that the reaction will occur only in this region because here the entropy value is positive. The change in entropy value is positive. So this is the conclusion. Therefore, a chemical reaction is in an adiabatic system proceeds in the direction of increasing entropy. Now second example is a process at constant volume and temperature. We know from first law of thermodynamics dq equal to du plus dw. This dw is equal to pdv, and let's say this one is equation 1. And the second law of thermodynamics is the change in entropy is always greater than or equal to dq by t. So if we rearrange this equation, we will get this dq minus tds is less than equal to 0. So this one is equation 2. So if we combine these equations, then we will get this replace dq by tds. So finally we will get this equation, or represent this equation in form of change in internal energy. So du will be less than equal to minus pdv plus tds. Let's say this is equation 3. Now the Helmholtz function is a is Helmholtz function. This is equal to u minus tds ts. Differentiate this Helmholtz function. So the differentiation of this function is dA equal to du minus tds minus s dt, or this again represent this equation in form of internal energy. Then du will be equal to dA plus tds plus s dt. Now compare equation 3 and 4. What was equation 3? This one is equation 3 and this one is equation 4. So replace this du by minus pdv plus tds and use this equality sign. So finally we will get this equation. Now again rearrange this equation. This tds will be cancelled out. Then this Helmholtz function will be less than or equal to minus pdv minus s dt. But this system is at constant temperature and volume. So if temperature and volume is constant, then this dv and dt value will be 0. And finally we have dA is equal to less than equal to 0. So this is the condition for a constant temperature and volume process. It means when reaction proceeds, the change in Helmholtz function will be a negative quantity. Again, in the graph, in the vertical direction we have value of Helmholtz function, and in the horizontal direction we have the value of composition of species. At this point we have pure reactant, and at the extreme right side we have pure product. So when reaction proceeds, the composition of reactant start decreasing and the composition of product start increasing, and at the end we will have pure product. Because the change in Helmholtz function is a negative quantity for a viable reaction process. So for example, if initial value of Helmholtz function is this one, so when reaction proceeds, its value start to decline, and then it's go to a minimum level. It means the slope of this line will be negative, and when it reaches to a minimum value, this curve will flatten and its slope will be 0. After that, if the value will increase, then its slope value will become positive. But this is not feasible as per this condition. This is not feasible. So reaction will proceed up to this point. At this point, the equilibrium will be attained and no further reaction will take place. So from this we can conclude that the reaction will proceed only up to this region, and we will attain the equilibrium at this point, and after that the slope will become positive, which is not feasible as per this expression. So again the conclusion is that a chemical reaction in a constant volume and temperature process proceed in the direction of decreasing the value of Helmholtz function. Third case is constant temperature and pressure process. Now again the Gibbs function is G is equal to H minus Ts. If we differentiate this Gibbs function, then dG will be equal to dH minus Tds minus S dt. Here the entropy value is equal to U plus PV. U is internal energy, pressure and volume. The differentiation of this is dH is equal to du plus pdv plus vdp. Put this value of enthalpy in equation 5, then finally we will get this equation, and rearrange this equation in form of internal energy. This you will get this equation. So let's say this one is equation 7. Again compare this equation 7 with equation 3. 3 was equation to represent the change in internal energy. This one, the same equation, the change in internal energy. So equation 7, replace this du value from equation 3, and finally you will get this equation. And now again rearrange this equation. The TDS will be cancelled out, this PDV will be cancelled out, so finally you will get the change in Gibbs free energy will be less than equal to VdP minus STT. Again we have a constant pressure and temperature process, so this dP and dt will be 0, and the final condition of equilibrium will be dG is less than equal to 0. So again because this dG value is less than equal to 0, it means the reaction will proceed in the direction of decreasing Gibbs energy. Again if we study this graph, here we have pure reactant, here we have pure product. So the Gibbs value will decrease, go to a minimum value. Here we attain the equilibrium condition, and reaction will not proceed in this direction. So reaction will proceed up to this region, and here is the equilibrium. So this is end of this class. Thank you.